Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Web Solution Master. Today we're diving deep into a topic that sounds super technical, but can have a massive and often hidden impact on your business or even your personal projects. We're talking about DNS changes and how they can secretly wreak havoc on your email. If you've ever moved your website to a new server or switched hosting providers, you might have unknowingly put your email communication at risk. So if you rely on email, and let's be honest, who doesn't, you'll want to stick around for this. We're going to break it all down, step by step, so you can avoid the headaches and keep your emails flowing smoothly.
So what exactly is DNS? Think of the domain name system, or DNS, as the internet's phone book. When you type a website address like example.com into your browser, DNS is the system that translates that human-friendly name into an IP address, which is the numerical address that computers use to find each other. It's a brilliant system that makes the internet usable for all of us.
But here's the catch. When you make changes to your website's location, like moving to a new hosting server, you have to update this phone book. This update process is called DNS Propagation, and this is where the trouble for your email can begin. Imagine you're moving houses. You tell the post office your new address, but it takes some time for every mail carrier in the world to get the memo. During that transition period, some of your mail might go to your old house, while some goes to the new one. DNS propagation works in a very similar way. When you update your DNS records to point your domain to a new server IP address, it doesn't happen instantly across the globe. Internet service providers, or ISPs, all around the world have their own schedules for updating their DNS information. This process can take anywhere from a few minutes to, in some rare cases, up to 48 or even 72 hours. During this propagation window, your email is in a state of limbo. Let's say someone in New York tries to email you. Your ISP might have the updated DNS information and send the email to your new server. Great. But at the same exact moment, someone in London might try to email you, and their ISP might still have the old cached information, so their system will try to deliver the email to your old, now decommissioned server. What happens to that email? Well, it could bounce back to the sender with a delivery failure notice, or worse, it could just vanish into the digital void, lost forever. You wouldn't even know you missed it. This is the hidden danger of DNS propagation, unpredictable email delivery, and potential data loss. Now let's talk about the specific DNS records that control your email. The most important one is the MX record, which stands for Mail Exchanger. This record tells the internet where to send emails for your domain. When you change servers, you might think you only need to update your A record, which points your domain name to the server's IP address. This is a common and costly mistake. If your email is handled by the same server as your website, changing the A record without carefully managing your MX records can cause huge problems. For example, many people use third-party email services like Google Workspace or Microsoft 365. In this case, your MX record should point to Google's or Microsoft's servers, not your own website server. If you're not careful during a server migration, you might accidentally reset your DNS records to the hosting provider's default settings. These defaults might point the MX record back to your own server, which isn't configured to handle mail from Google or Microsoft. Suddenly, all your incoming emails stop arriving. The senders aren't getting bounce-back messages because the emails are technically being accepted by your server, but your server has no idea what to do with them. They just sit there, undeliverable, and you're left wondering why your inbox has gone silent. Another sneaky issue is outdated DNS records. Let us say you experimented with a third-party email filtering service a year ago, but then decided to stop using it. If you forgot to remove the MX records pointing to that old service, some of your emails might still be trying to route through it. If that service is no longer active, those emails will fail to deliver. This is why a regular audit of your DNS records is so important. It's like digital spring cleaning. You need to clear out the old, unused records to ensure everything is pointing to the right place. Misdirected emails not only mean lost communication, but also potential delays that can affect business operations, customer support, and your professional reputation. The key is proper planning and pre-configuration. Never make DNS changes on a whim. Before you touch anything, you need a solid plan. First, understand your current setup. Where's your website hosted? Who handles your email? Are they on the same server? Or are you using a separate service? Document all your current DNS records, your A records, CNA records, and especially your MX records. Take a screenshot or export a copy. This is your safety net. If anything goes wrong, you can use this to revert to your original settings. The next step is pre-configuration. Most modern DNS management panels allow you to lower the TTL or time to live for your records. The TTL value tells DNS resolvers around the world how long to cache your DNS information before checking for an update. By default, this might be set to 24 or 48 hours. But 24 to 48 hours before you plan to make your change, you should lower the TTL to a much shorter value, like 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes. This tells the internet's phone book keepers to check back for your new address much more frequently, which will dramatically speed up the propagation process when you finally make the switch. It's like telling the post office, hey, I'm moving soon, so please check for my new address every 5 minutes instead of every day. Once your TTL is lowered and the old longer TTL has expired, it's time to choose the right moment to make the change. Don't do it at 10 a.m. on a Monday morning when your business is at its peak. That's just asking for trouble. The best time to make DNS changes is during off-peak hours, like late at night or over a weekend. This minimizes the number of emails being sent and received during the propagation window, which in turn minimizes the potential for disruption. Pick a time when your email traffic is at its lowest. This simple act of timing can be the difference between a seamless transition and a full-blown communication crisis. When the time comes to make the change, you'll update your DNS records to point to your new server's IP address. But remember, if you use a third-party email provider, ensure your MX records remain untouched and continue to point to their servers. This is critical. Double-check, and then triple-check, that your MX records are correct before you save the changes. If you manage your own email on your server, you'll need to update the MX record to point to the new server's hostname or IP. So, you've made the change. Your job isn't over yet. Now you need to actively monitor the DNS propagation. Don't just cross your fingers and hope for the best. There are many free online tools like DNS Checker or whatsmiddens.net that allow you to check your DNS records from various locations around the world. You can enter your domain name, and it will show you which IP address is being reported by servers in New York, London, Tokyo, Sydney, and so on. You should see the IP address gradually switch from the old one to the new one across the globe. This gives you a real-time view of the propagation process and helps you identify if it's getting stuck in certain regions. While propagation is happening, you should also be testing your email. Send test emails to your address from various external accounts, like a personal Gmail or Outlook account. Ask a friend or colleague in another city or country to send you an email as well. Then, try sending an email from your domain's email address to an external account. If emails are being sent and received successfully, that's a great sign. If you encounter bounces or delays, you can use your propagation monitoring to see if it's related to a specific region that has unupdated yet. Let's recap the best practices for a smooth, email-safe DNS transition. 1. Audit your current DNS settings and back them up. 2. Lower your TTL values at least 24 hours before the change to speed up propagation. 3. Schedule the change for off-peak hours to minimize impact. 4. Double-check your MX records. Ensure they point to your correct email provider, whether that's your new server or a third-party service like Google or Microsoft. 5. After making the change, actively monitor propagation using online tools. And 6. Test your email thoroughly, both sending and receiving, from multiple external accounts. By following these steps, you can turn a potentially risky process into a controlled, predictable, and seamless migration. The world of DNS can seem intimidating, but understanding its impact on critical services like email is essential for anyone running a website or managing a business online. These hidden connections are what keep the internet running, and a little bit of knowledge and planning can save you from major headaches, lost emails, and damaged client relationships. Taking the time to manage your DNS changes properly is an investment in the stability and reliability of your online presence. Don't let a simple server change bring your communications to a grinding halt. Be proactive, be prepared, and keep those emails flowing. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this guide has demystified the process and given you the confidence to handle your next DNS change like a pro. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the tech that powers our digital world. If you have any questions or want to share your own DNS migration horror stories or success stories, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.